Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving into a haunting, mind-bending story that blends FBI procedural drama with psychological unraveling and a dash of cosmic mystery. This is the surreal descent and awakening of John Jones in a story that asks not just what happened, but why does anything happen at all? Let's crack open the mystery behind the Martian Manhunter. We begin with a series of questions. Why do people do what they do? Why do some choose to fight fires while others inadvertently or even deliberately start them? And why do some dedicate their lives to healing as doctors while others take lives? And why do two particular souls find their way into each other's arms? Our story opens with John, who has just been caught in an explosion at a coffee shop. Injured, he is pulled out of the wreckage. Before he is taken to the hospital, he sees a mysterious figure with one red eye, or dot, in the middle of its head. It says, "Hear, listen, comprehend me." He finds himself in a hospital bed. A doctor leans in and asks, "John Jones, can you hear me?" "Sorry," John replies. "I was a million miles away." "You were saying?" The doctor continues, "I was saying your scans look good. A bit of brain swelling, a mild concussion. Take a week off or two from work. All things considered, you're very lucky, Agent Jones. Everything is relative, I suppose," he says as John has a flashback of the explosion. "Oh, and your wife is waiting outside," the doctor adds. Just then, John lights a cigarette. The doctor explains, "Hey, what are you doing? This is a hospital. You can't do that here." John replies, "Then where the hell is all this smoke coming from?" But no one else can see this colorful smoke. Only John. Later, John departs the hospital with his wife, Bridget. He takes notice that at some point the doctor had admitted to him that his wife is having an affair, and he doesn't know what to do about it. John wonders why the doctor would confess that to him, and questions if the doctor even said that to him at all. John notices that everyone is smoking. He lights another cigarette. Calmly, he announces that he's been cleared for an immediate return to duty. Bridget's voice trembles with a mix of anger and relief. "This is insane. The building you were in exploded. It's a miracle you survived at all. And you're supposed to go back to work tomorrow?" "That's the job, Bridget," John answers coolly. "How can you be so calm about all this? Don't you understand? We almost lost you. I need you, John. Tyler needs you." "Is Tyler okay?" John asks. "He's fine," Bridget assures him. We transition to the FBI, where John's boss is placing him on immediate administrative leave. His boss insists that after everything John's been through, he really needs a vacation. But John shrugs it off, replying, "I'm okay. I'd rather work." As he listens to his boss's instructions, John can't help but wonder, why do people do the things they do? Why does one person become a cop while another turns to crime? How is it that some people faithfully rise, get dressed, and go to work every day, only to one morning get up, dress, and decide to blow up a coffee shop? John notices that the room has changed, as it is now more colorful, but no one else seems to notice. John explains to his boss that he's juggling 12 active cases. Taking a couple of weeks off would set him back months and raise concerns within the department. His boss asks if he's really sure he's back to normal. "Absolutely back to normal," John asserts, even though he is starting to see colors and hear things. With a resigned sigh, his boss adds, "All right, if you're so hell-bent on working, I can't afford to stop you, but stick to your own cases. I don't want you anywhere near the coffee shop incident or anyone involved." John replies, "Yes, sir." Reflecting on his role at the FBI's Stochastic Terrorism Task Force, John muses, "This is what we do. We try to understand why people act the way they do. We predict dangerous behavior, identify individuals who pose a threat, and try to stop them before they hurt others, or themselves." He compares their work to reading minds, akin to fortune tellers at carnivals or psychics on late-night TV, so often about as accurate. But you can never really know someone, not nearly as well as they know themselves. How, then, am I to know that Newell despises me, thinking I'm cold, and even calls me the Martian to his wife. Just then, John hears a voice saying, "Martian, distant, different, alien, yes." At the coffee shop attack site, John is deep in investigation, visiting various places, questioning witnesses, the bomber's mom, a friend, and a neighbor, searching for warning signs. He wonders to himself, how do I know that the bomber's mom, who always gave him pickles, secretly despised them? Or that the bomber and his lifelong best friend once shared a forbidden summer love, burying that secret forever? And how can I tell if the bomber's neighbor, despite insisting on the truth, is concealing her near daily cannabis use? In trying to establish patterns, anything to negate the randomness of life, John also questions his own grasp on reality. I drive past my own house 3 times without recognizing it. He laments, "We've lived here for almost a year, yet I feel like I'm losing myself." When John finally returns home, his wife Bridget is making dinner and asks if he's taking that much needed vacation. He replies in the negative, and she retorts, half teasing, "Monsters, at least they let you come home before midnight for a change." John notices that the stuff Bridget is chopping looks colorful and gooey. He hears a voice again. It says to him, "Memory of living music dancing in daffodil light, abstracted canyons beyond physics and form, waves of quantum foam gently lapping." Bridget tells John that Tyler's still up in his room. "Why don't you go check on him?" John makes his way to Tyler's room to find his son intently molding figures out of clay, sculpting images of himself and his mother. When John asks about the father's figure, Tyler points to a green, alien-looking clay form with one red eye. Later that night, lying in bed, John is haunted by thoughts he can't shake. "I stay awake all night trying not to think of the smoke that seems to be waiting for me," he reflects. It's one of those thoughts that, when you try to dismiss it, consumes your mind entirely. He informs Bridget that he needs to get to the office early the next day, and even calls ahead to avoid causing any worry. The next day, John stands in a line at the doctor's office. His number is 98, and he can't help noticing how anxious and distracted the doctors seem. He can see colors and sees the doctor's thoughts in those colors, but the doctors can't find anything wrong with him. Soon, he heads to Mike Miller's house, the person linked to the coffee shop explosion. He asks his mother if she has any idea why Mike would ever do something like this. She insists Mike was a good boy. He would never have done anything like that. As she talks, John watches in disbelief as smoke begins to pour from her ears. Not like a cigarette, but actual steam billowing out like a scene from an angry cartoon. In an instant, memories overwhelm him. He can't just hear thoughts, he can see them. He is speaking to Mike Miller's mom and sees Mike Miller's the first day of school, all dressed up, adorable and terrified, yet full of potential. The pride in picking flowers for his mother's birthday, and the heartbroken look on his face the day he learned his father wouldn't be coming home. Needing to clear his head, John steps outside, only to find smoke everywhere. It emanates in different colors from librarians, social workers, corporate lawyers, even from accountants, couriers, and construction workers. The people, it seems, are all on fire, yet no one appears bothered by it. Amid the haze, he hears fragments of barroom laughter, office drama, whispered grocery lists, and even a cool, green voice gently saying, "Breathe in." John coughs and can't help but marvel. How can a voice be green? Yet the voice is unmistakably there, following him, 2 strides behind. Desperate for rest, John looks for a quiet space in a city that suddenly feels as alien as a new planet. Fire hydrants, road layouts, even his own reflection all seem mysterious, colorful, and off. And then something even stranger starts to happen. His world begins to shift in unpredictable ways. "I run in the direction I hope is away from it all," he thinks as he passes an incomprehensible police station. Slowly, voices start to echo around him, blurring the lines between reality and illusion. He says, "What is this?" A voice tells him, "Martian vision." John says, "Who's that? Who's talking?" The voice says, "You, me, we are talking." John thinks about the explosion at the coffee shop and knows he should have died, but something green and mysterious saved him. A smile from a green face is what he can remember. The voice says, "Now you, through the smoke, remember, look." Then a green person with one red eye stands before him. The green person tells him, "We're the Martian Manhunter." And that ends our issue. So what just happened? We followed Agent John Jones as he crawled from the wreckage of a coffee shop bombing, only to realize the real explosion happened inside his mind. As he's thrust back into work, John begins seeing colorful smoke, hearing thoughts, and perceiving the hidden truths people carry. Truths even they don't speak out loud. But his visions aren't just hallucinations. They're keys. Keys to unraveling motives, stopping chaos before it erupts, and understanding himself. At the center of it all is a strange green figure with a red eye, the Martian Manhunter. Is it real? Is it him? Or is it something older and deeper, buried in all of us? One thing's for sure, John Jones didn't just survive that explosion, he evolved. If you like this breakdown and want more surreal storytelling like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives. Thank you for watching. Catch you in the next one. Peace.